Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this little guy. This is the Everyman Pens Grafton. First off, I want to thank my buddy Ari for suggesting this, and my Patreon patrons for allowing me to just pick up a random piece of gear like this and to go ahead and take the bath. Appreciate it very much there. Next thing, size comparison. You can see this is a reasonably sized pen. Here it is against a big click stick sort of thing. A Pilot G2 pen, which you can see has very similar sorts of overall size. Here it is against one of my favorite everyday carry pens, the Pocket Jada. One of my other favorite everyday carry pens. The Tie Scribe Bolt here. Kaweco Lilliput and Vision Metal LP5. Again, there are lots of good everyday carry pens out there in the world, and this is claiming to be another one of them. This was actually launched via Kickstarter. This is a quick review launched on Kickstarter, where they really claim that this is the next best thing since sliced bread. A really impressive little new everyday carry pen. And today we're going to take a look at that. And this is actually just going to be a quick review because, yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what's good about this pen and what is not so good about this pen and do a final conclusion here. So on the good side, this is a fine writer. I mean, absolutely 100% this writes. See, look. This writes. Problem solved. I mean, the refill that is put in this guy is pretty decent. It reminds me a lot in terms of its writing of a Pilot G2 sort of thing. I'm sure what they've done, although it is branded, its own branded here, there's Everyman, I'm sure they've just bought some refill off the shelf from some company and, they're selling it to them branded. It works fine. It's a fine writer. And the balance on this guy isn't bad either. It is a metal pen, some kind of aluminum or another, and although it's maybe a little bit top heavy, it seems to work just fine in terms of that. I'm throwing flashlights over here, guys. So that's good. Next thing, the clip on this guy does work fine. It has nice clips. Nice screws on here. I mean, you can see here, it's nicely put on there, and it does have plenty of spring to it. Stays securely in the pocket, no problem there. Next thing, this has a versatility of refills that is considerable. Out of the box, it takes a Bic gel pen, a Uniball Jetstream, Pilot G2, and otherwise, and it also comes with inside the little box that it comes with a little adapter here. Complete with a little spring that will allow it to also use Space Pen cartridges, Montverde, or Parker, style cartridges. So, I mean, that's nice. I appreciate very much that they give you the versatility and that they include the adapter for free. Some companies will charge a little bit more for that kind of thing. And then finally, on the good side, this is a fine pen. There is nothing, oh my God, incredibly wrong with it. It is, it works. It writes. There's no issue there. So that's the good to me, is that it is actually a fine pen that works and writes without a whole lot of trouble. It has versatility of refills, which is nice. The clip works absolutely fine, and it does write nicely with the included refill. On the bad side, unfortunately, there's a fair amount of bad here. First off, although this is an aluminum pen, honestly, it doesn't look all that metallic in person. It's hard to say, but I know that it's some sort of anodization, but it's not an anodization that's like super compelling. It almost looks a little bit painted, and especially with the painted clip on here, the overall feeling from this pen is not like, oh wow, solid piece of metal, as it is even in the case of something like this in titanium, or even this in actual metal. This feels more like it is a painted metal object. I'm not such a big fan of that. That's a little nitpick, though. Speaking of other nitpicks, there are a bunch of them here. For instance, the button on the top here is not actually aligned. It's hard to show that off, but there is a slight bit of cant of the button into one direction or another. The grooving on this guy is a little bit uneven. They've got groove in one pattern, and then the last one is not in the same spacing. It seems like a little detail that would have been easy to get right, but that they didn't there. Not a big fan of that. The action on this guy is absolutely scratchy. I mean, you can hear that, and even compared to... This is a much cheaper pen, but it has a much nicer action to me. And then the clip on this guy, it being a random black painted clip, honestly feels like it's just tacked on, like they ran out of the clip for this model and decided, oh, we'll just throw a black one on there. The detail-wise, this is not a pen with crazy details. Another thing that I want to highlight here, although it isn't a really big problem, it is kind of weird at this price, the innards of this pen are actually plastic here. Although it has this aluminum cap on the top of it here, the inside of this guy is a plastic mechanism here, a lot like you would find in any other clicky pen. And so, although it is a metal pen in its body and construction, it doesn't it's not like an all-metal pen. It doesn't have that same feeling of, permanence and whatnot. That's a weird thing to say, but I'll come back to that in a second here. Actually, let's just do it right now. One of the things that bothers me maybe most about this pen is the extent to which it is just over-marketed. They talk about things like a heavy-duty bolt-on clip. Well, no, not really. This is not any different than any other clip that's on any other pen. I mean, this is a heavy-duty clip. This is just a pen clip, guys. Calm it down. They talk about this being buy it for life, but the thing is, you've got a plastic spring mechanism in here. That doesn't spell buy it to life, or buy it for life to me. And expertly weighted, like, maybe, but it feels a little bit top-heavy. It's not something I'm a big fan of. Like, they talk about all of these things like they are incredible, but honestly, it's not. This is a very generic pen. And so, to me, that's really bad. It is deeply over-marketed. It's just, yeah, I don't know. And then, unfortunately, that comes to the final issue, which is that it is also overpriced. They are charging $35 for this pen, and that is just high. I don't see that price in this pen particularly. There is no part of it that is just excellent enough to make me go, oh yeah, $35. And compared to the competition, no way. I showed the fiance this pen at dinner one night. I had it with me. I handed across the table to her. She writes, well, like, it's fine. She said, what did it cost? I said, this was $35. She said, oh, no way I would pay $35 for that. She said, I wouldn't bother to steal this. And you know what? There's something to that. I got to be honest with you. The price on this guy is just way too freaking high. And so to me, that's the bad, is that it is $35, which is too pricey. It's deeply over-marketed with a very generic design. Plastic inner working, which is not exactly buy it for life. Come on, guys. The details on it just aren't that great, and even the metallic finishing on it isn't super satisfying. It feels more like paint to me than anything. On the final conclusion, that is, honestly, there's just nothing really remarkable about this pen. I mean, this feels like a corporate giveaway pen that they spent a little bit of extra money on, like they went to one of the better corporate giveaway pen providers and decided to go that route. If somebody handed this pen to me at a conference and it said, Sennheiser microphones down the side of it, I would say thanks. I would look at it, oh, okay, right with a little bit, and then I'd probably, stick it in my car, use it till it dies, then toss it. I mean, this pen is kind of aggressively mediocre. I mean, it's absolutely fine. It works as a pen, but it's steadfastly refusing to be better. There is no point at which it just shows excellence, particularly. Yet it is being sold as this major innovation in EDC pens, as the very best everyday carry pen out there, and I just don't see it that way. Because there are great everyday carry pens out there. There are pens that are made with artistry, that are made with panache. There are pens with unique and excellent mechanisms. There are pens that are more uniquely designed. There are pens that can take even more refills and give even nicer writing experiences than this guy. And there are cheaper ones too. The Pocket Jotter in metal is honestly a better pen than this. If you put these two pens on the table and said, Nick, you get one of these for free, I'm grabbing the Jotter every day of the week, and once again, well, I used every day of the week already. But still, every damn day of the week I would take this guy, because honestly, it feels a little bit better made. It is lighter. It is more uniquely designed, and with a set of the Pocket Gel cartridges, you know what? It's still half the damn price. And so ultimately, although they think this is this incredible brand new everyday carry pen that everybody should just be whoa about, all I see here is a very vanilla pen with a really bold marketing team. And ultimately, all of the marketing in the world does not make this worth $35, and so I don't think I would recommend this Everyman to any man. So anyways, there you go. Hope this was interesting to you, and have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of the day. Bye now.